I'm Robin.
Today, after a 2-year absence, Big Time Bowling returns to its birthplace, Akron, Ohio. And Dave Davis, a 20-time PBA champion with 5 major titles, hopes to become the first bowler to win back-to-back ABC Senior Masters. ESPN and the American Bowling Congress brings you the championship round finals of the ABC Senior Masters. Welcome everyone to Stonehedge Family Fun Center. We're inside 48 beautiful remodeled lanes. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Durbin. Working with me this week is a 21-time PBA champion, a member of the PBA's Hall of Fame, Marshall Holman. Marshall, welcome to ESPN.
Mike, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, we bowled in Akron before, but it's been about 5 or 6 years since we've been here, and it's great to be back here. The fans here in Akron are very, very knowledgeable, and I know that they're going to enjoy today's telecast.
Well, part of today's telecast, as I said in the tease, is we're back in Akron, and Big Time Bowling is back to its birthplace. But this time we're back with a tournament that emphasizes match play. My question to you, Marshall, is that match play emphasis, does it change the pressure on the bowlers?
Well, I think it makes for a different mental look at the game. You know, when they're bowling those 3-game matches in match play in this tournament, they might average 190 and win, or they could average 240 and lose. So they need to forget about what they've done in the last match and concentrate on the future.
Well, one guy that did that very well was last year's champion, Dave Davis, and he's back again this time in the 3rd spot, trying for back-to-back titles. Can he do it?
I think he can do it. You know, he does have a bad right knee, but he's bowling better mentally than I've ever seen him bowl before. So I really look for Dave to do well today.
Well, when Dave is bowling mentally well, look out. The #1 player, a guy most of us have never heard of. He's from Golden, Colorado, John Hatz. And Marshall, he was here today at 11 a.m.
John Hatz is really an unknown factor. He did lead this tournament, but he's never bowled in any kind of televised bowling before. He should be nervous, but those nerves may help him win this tournament.
Well, we'll see if that happens. In our #2 position, a veteran that may not get nervous, Mike Samardzija.
I agree, Mike. I think Mike Samardzija is a very, very good bowler and a very capable player. He's been a good bowler for a number of years. I don't see him showing the nerves, but they're all going to feel a little bit.
Well, 2 guys that are going to be a little nervous. They're both looking for their first title in our opening match. Avery LeBlanc from Houma, Louisiana, taking on Frank Bellinder from Anaheim, California. And the handshake for the opening match. 2 guys looking for their first title, Marshall, so the nerves got to be a little bit there.
Oh, I would certainly think so. You know, this is a very important shot for Frank to get out and make the good shot and feel good about the way his game's going.
Can't do much better.
He's got to feel good about that. Look at that smile.
Avery LeBlanc from Houma, Louisiana, known as the Raging Cajun, been bowling great on the senior tour.
Well, he's the bowler with more experience of our 2 non-winners, and I really do look for Avery to be bowling well. He looked loose in practice. Well, a very good opening shot just left the soft 10.
A lot of 10 pins left this week.
There certainly have been. I think, you know, the key right now is the speed control in order to get the proper carry, and that shot right there just wasn't dialed in quite right.
Changes balls, cross lane at the 10 pin, going straight at it. No trouble.
Well, here we see Avery's style. You can see he takes a 5-step approach, pushes the ball out in the 2nd step just the way you're taught, and he's very smooth. He's got a shoulder-high backswing, and you can see the way he drives through with a nice slide and good extension.
His head and shoulders right over the left knee at the finish there. He's in balance all the way through.
Yes, he is.
Trying for his first strike. And will the pin hit it? Yes.
Well, there we see a little of that Raging Cajun and the emotions he's going to show us.
If he gets it going, he'll get the crowd into it real well.
He does like to get loose.
Frank trying to take a quick 10-pin advantage if he can double up here. Boy, he didn't want to let go of that one, but he got it anyway.
Well, that might be the key break for Frank. You know, he made a real good shot in the first frame, and now in the second frame, he kind of guided that ball.
There's Frank.
You can see the way he starts the ball, and then he just doesn't let it go. He kind of guides it through. Kind of tough to see at that angle, but he got a heck of a good break.
Can he take advantage of it? No. Ooh, the 3, 6, 9, 10. Not an easy spare.
No, it certainly isn't. And he really threw about the same shot he threw in the second frame. Got the good break in the second, but paid the penalty here. And not only does he get a short count, but this is a very difficult spare. You've got to get the ball to drive through and get that sleeper 9-pin. So,
do you usually try and hook it into this?
I think it's important to have the ball hooking a little bit. I think you'll see him try and hook it.
Looks good. Wow. The spare was tougher to strike, but he made it look easy.
He did a very good job. I'm sure he's feeling good about that spare.
Avery in the third frame, trailing by 6 pins at this point in time, trying to take the lead with a double. Will it make it? Yep.
It looked like Avery threw that ball just a little bit harder, but he had good fingers in the ball. Here you can see Avery really drives through and gets a little more speed on the ball. Doesn't look like the ball's going to make it back, but he got good fingers in the ball, and that light hit is a bowler's best friend.
Good fingers meaning what, Marshall?
Meaning that he imparted good roll upon the ball, giving it the power to hook back into the pocket.
Trying for 3 in a row on lane 25 here at Stonehedge Family Fun Center. And Avery's ready. He takes a quick 14-pin lead as the Akronites look on with appreciation. When we come back, Frank Bellinder will be trying to bite into that 14-pin lead as we see Avery LeBlanc enjoying his lead.
Looking for more strikes and more bowling fun? Then look no further than Going for the Gold with Team USA coach Fred Borden. As today's top instructor, Coach Borden will show you ways to reach your full potential. Professional bowlers Mike Albee and Leila Wagner work with Coach Borden to show you the sure way to higher scores. This 12-lesson video is available for only $24.95.
Senior Masters is being brought to you by the American Bowling Congress. Championship service to its members throughout the country since 1895. Make sure your league is sanctioned by the national governing body. While we were away, Frank had a little trouble. He missed a head pin in the 4th frame, made the spare, missed it again here in the 5th frame, and is converting the spare. But in doing so, he's fallen 20 pins behind in this match and seems a little bit lost right now, Marshall.
Well, I think what happened is the shots in the 2nd and 3rd frame that he got away with have gotten inside of his head. He's afraid he's going to throw the ball high, so now he's throwing the ball out the window. He needs
in other words, he's dead lost.
Well, he's dead lost. Yeah, he needs to regroup, and Avery right now has a chance to really put some severe pressure on him. He can go up by 28 with this strike right here.
Has to hurry, and it does. My goodness. Avery, the Raging Cajuns got him going right along, now taking a 30-pin advantage through the 5th frame, working on 4 in a row.
And working the crowd a little bit. He's having a good time out there. That ball hitting light, boy, that's a great place to strike from.
You always like that hit.
Well, that was a favorite shot of mine, that power light hit.
Didn't make it. We asked him, what can the fans expect from Avery LeBlanc? This is what he had to say.
They expect to be aggressive and animated, and hopefully make the crowd happy.
And make himself happy.
You better believe it.
Cross lane at the 10-pin. Little slip action there, but still converts it. Avery giving us a hand-by-hand description there.
Well, this is a very important shot for Frank. He really, really needs to apply some pressure to Avery. He's letting this match get away from him, but we've still got 5 frames to go, so this will be a good time to get it going.
Down 29 pins at this point in the 6th frame. Again, we talked about match play tournament. This is how Frank got here. Pulled a lot of games. He wound up winning, let's see, 3, 5, 6 matches. Shot 804, his second 800. The last match against John Woosner, who finished 6th, 691, and he lost by over 100.
That was an amazing match. I got a chance to watch that, and Frank just couldn't miss. He needs to make this spare right now to have really any kind of a chance.
And didn't do it.
You know, he's got, right now he's got a couple things on his mind. Number one is this match. And the other thing is his daughter, Missy, 14 years old, is bowling in the national championship to trying to earn a spot on Team USA in St. Louis.
The women's division there.
In the women's division. That's a 48-game tournament.
Well, let's hope that she's bowling better than he is right now, huh? 14 years old, and she's trying to get on Team USA.
She's had 3 300 games. She's quite a phenom.
Well, he broke out the 4-6, leaving only the 4-7. At least he got it up to the head pin that time. I think right now all of us are rooting for Frank to make a respectable showing out of this so he doesn't feel badly.
Yeah, he's definitely got himself lost. That first shot he threw, the first frame, was just excellent. And then since then, he's really had a tough time trying to find the pocket.
Kind of been downhill since then.
Well, it has been.
Cross lane at the 4-7. Well, we've completed 6.5 frames of our opening match. Avery LeBlanc has a commanding lead of 47 pins at this point in time. Seems well in hand. We'll be back with the completion of match number 1 right after this message.
Shark Week is back with a one-of-a-kind instant win game. Get your game piece from select issues of these magazines, these participating retailers, or your participating cable company. Win one of over 6,000 prizes, including a shark dive vacation in the Bahamas. Grab your game card and watch Shark Week, beginning August 11th at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world. Destination Sunday. We take you there every Sunday night. First, it's National Geographic Explorer, the undisputed leader in wildlife filmmaking. Then, You're on Topics, the new showcase for award-winning TBS original specials. Begin a Sunday night tradition for the whole family. TBS Destination Sunday. National Geographic Explorer, then Topics on TBS.
Sponsored locally by Frederick Chevrolet, your supermarket of cars, Route 72, south of Lebanon.
Back live, Avery strike and left the 2-8, converted the spare to stay with a clean game, going at a 229 pace right now with a commanding 47-pin lead over Frank Bellinder. ESPN2 Boxing heads up north to the Corral at Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where NABF Cruiserweight champion Brian LaSpada puts his title on the line versus undefeated challenger Dale Brown tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern Time. That's 7:30 on the coast. Well, he moved out where Avery was, hoping to have better luck out there.
Yeah, and his ball hooked up early. He needed that strike, and to strike out to shoot 212. Avery's right now going on a 229 pace, so he needed that one and more, and then some help from Avery. So it's going to be a tough time for him to come back in this match. Right now, he is just looking for respectability, and we're looking for him to get that too.
Cross lane, 369, another difficult spare. And that's why it's difficult, folks. Hard to get that back pin without chopping the 3 off the 6.
Yeah, Frank went with a ball that didn't hook very much on that spare. I'm kind of surprised that he would do that. You know, it's just like a 3-6-9-10. Without the 10, you still need to hook the ball back into that sleeper.
Ninth frame. Frank, who just turned 50, coming out on the senior tour here. This will be a nice start for him. A very good payday for him.
Looks like he moved out even a little bit more on that shot and went with more speed. The lanes, you know, you only have so much time. 10 frames go by very, very quickly.
Especially when the other guy's striking.
Yeah, and it put him behind the 8 ball in a big, big hurry.
Frank, if finishing 5th, will take home $9,000. Cross lane at the 10-pin and has it. Not a bad paycheck. That'll be a little solve to the wounds.
Well, it certainly will be, and that $9,000 is that's a very, very good paycheck. Probably, without a doubt, the biggest paycheck he's had. Now Avery's just trying to make sure that he's ready for the next match, and he certainly looks like it.
He's doesn't seem to be lacking energy or intensity and focus.
No, and right now he seems very, very confident on lane 26. He needs to get lane 25 back.
Well, this will be his first victory on television. He was 0-2 coming into this match. This is what he can make. He's already locked up $13,000, but 60 waits on top if he can keep winning.
Boy, that's big money, and I know he is pumped up and wants it bad.
And you talked about figuring out 25 again. He's got it right there.
Looked like he softened up just a little bit. Left the 2-8 last time on lane 25, but softened his speed up, and the ball hooked up great. And he's got really, really nice carry right now.
And carry's been tough here all week, right?
It certainly has. Especially a lot of solid 10s for the right-handers.
How about the left-handers, since we have one left-hander on the telecast?
Well, I saw Dave Davis leave a lot of 7 pins.
There's Darryl Dobbs from the ABC, the executive director. Gave a very moving speech at a dinner last night. Done a wonderful job heading up the ABC.
He certainly has.
That dinner I spoke of was for Eddie Elias. Well, everything went right for Avery. If he converts to 3-6-10, if you were behind in the match, you probably would have chopped that. But Frank just finishing out the string. Can finish with 178 with a couple 3 strikes here. Interesting, because that's basically where he played a lot of the week. And when I watched him, he was playing out there.
Well, I don't know if it's going to make Frank feel any better, but when I made my first telecast, I shot 149. So
I shot 164 or 3, something. I can't even remember. It was too far back. It was in the dark ages. At the 3-6-9-10. Oops, tough spare. Well, Frank. Inventor Place, the National Inventors Hall of Fame, officially opened here in Akron, Ohio, July of last year. The nonprofit resource center for creativity includes interactive exhibits and showcases inventors and their creation.
A toothpaste that really whitens without bleach or harsh abrasives? I don't believe it. Believe it. It's Aquafresh Whitening with a patented tri-clean formula that's tough on stains, yet gentle on your teeth.
So this tri-clean formula is safe?
Safe enough to use every day. It gently breaks up stains to help get your teeth their whitest.
Not better than my Rembrandt.
The truth is, even Rembrandt can't beat Aquafresh Whitening. In fact, it's clinically proven to whiten better than Crest. Aquafresh Whitening for dazzling whiter teeth.
X Games, sports from the edge. Now, X Games, music from the edge. 17 slamming hits on one CD. Gravity Kills. Shades Apart. Ministry. And Red Hot Chili Lenny Kravitz, DC Roar, Seven Mary Fade No More. X Games, music from the edge. Get it in stores now.
I'm in league with America thanks to the ABC.
As members of the American Bowling Congress, these men receive valuable benefits. In sanctioned leagues, they know their games count, and standard rules help the fun along. Awards give them proper recognition. They get their shot at national competition, and they're helping our country's Team USA. When these members go bowling, they know being organized is more fun.
Get in league with America. Join the ABC.
Up in heaven. God, do you hear your name in vain much on the senior tour?
Not as often as the regular tour. On the senior tour, I hear more golly gee willikers.
Really? Why do you suppose that is?
Well, I think it's because Judgment Day is coming up a little sooner for the senior guys, and they're choosing their words a bit more carefully.
Have you ever lost your temper playing golf?
One time. Yes, one time. I two-putted. I almost used Bobby Jones's name in vain, but I pulled it together. I'm God.
Our senior bowlers this week, the ABC Senior Masters, bowled on brand new synthetic lanes. And I believe that synthetic lanes are the wave of the future in bowling. Sooner or later, just about every bowling center in America will have them. What do they look like? Well, they're put on in panels, and you can see it's about 3/8 of an inch thick. And this material here is so tough that our proprietor this week, Fred Borden, took a sledgehammer and tried to dent it and couldn't. Well, because of that, many bowlers are concerned about, how do I bowl on synthetics? Is it different from the old wood lanes? And I believe, in my opinion, there is a subtle difference. I know that on old wood lanes, I used to try and get the ball out on the lane, over the foul line. But on synthetics, I try and set it down sooner and smoother, and it looks just like this. So remember, on synthetics, it's sooner and smoother. Hey, be sure and join us this fall as ESPN covers the PBA Tour. We begin in Bedford, Ohio with the Cleveland Open, October the 9th, 7:30 Eastern Time. Avery LeBlanc was smooth and cool in that opening match. We'll see if he can be that way against PBA Hall of Famer Dave Davis coming up next.
You know, heartburn medicines have been around for years. First came Tagamet, then Zantac, then Pepsid. But the newest, Axid, now in non-prescription strength as New Axid AR. The only one that says right on its labeling, for many, it can prevent heartburn completely. It's all right here. Tagamet HB, Zantac 75, and Pepsid AC don't say what Axid AR says. Complete prevention of heartburn. Now that's saying something. New Axid AR, proven it can prevent heartburn completely.
Football fans, this is where the thrills start. In Sports Illustrated's spectacular Kickoff Kit. Get the NFL team video of your choice, any one of 30 teams, plus your choice of an official NFL Pledge Allegiance team t-shirt. Both the great shirt and video are free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Your free team video gives you an exciting look at your team's best to find out who's new and what's up for this season.
We're supposed to be here. Nobody wants us in the playoffs.
Your Pledge Allegiance team t-shirt is a great-looking way to show your team colors, no matter which team you choose. Both are free when you order 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 55% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now and kick off the season free with the team video and team t-shirt of your choice. A sports experience like no other. Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
There's the handshake for match number 2. Dave Davis has chosen to start the match. Means he feels he can strike out in that 10th frame if he has to win.
Oh, I'm sure he's confident. And watch this arm swing. One of the most beautiful arm swings in the history of the game of bowling. And it works, too.
Been working very well for him lately, even with the bad knee.
Yes, it has. And, you know, as I said earlier, his mental game is so much better than it was even 10 years ago. He's become, I think, a lot more at ease with himself, and it's really helped.
Hurry up, Avery. Oh, my goodness. Light and the 710 in the pocket.
Boy, that's unfortunate. You know, at first he thought he got a good break because he let the ball out a little wide. Then it came back in, and unfortunate, a light 710. He'll just go for the 1.
Well, will that shake him up and make things different the rest of the match, you think, or can he overcome that?
Well, I would certainly think that he's going to be able to put that behind him, but you hate to have a bad break when you're bowling in a televised finals. There's only 10 frames. They go by really quick.
That was his good lane. He had finished with 4 in a row on that right lane, the last 4 shots on it. Same type of hit.
Well, he actually a little bit even more lighter on that particular delivery, and he got the good action. Here we can see the way he throws his ball on this particular lane. Gets good extension. The ball is hanging. It's hanging. Here it comes, and it just tickles him over.
Davis trying for a quick double. Will it get the 7 on the message? Yeah. Western Union got cut off. 7 pin still stands. Something bothered me. What was it?
There was a distraction in the middle of his delivery. It was a child screaming in the background. Now he's going to have to use those mental powers to forget about that. Just get down to business, pick up the 7 pin.
He still hit the pocket.
He hit the pocket, and the messenger almost knocked it over. But he was definitely distracted.
Cross lane at the 7. 5 steps. Match play format. 3-game matches. Dave won the first 4, then lost to Samardzija. Yeah, the only guy he lost to in this tournament was Samardzija.
I think he'd like to get a little revenge on Mike Samardzija, but he's going to have to win this game in order to have that chance.
Well, we see that he beat Avery 688 to 615, so handled him pretty easily. Trying to get something started, and the washout. 1-3-7-9. How does he make this?
Well, he's going to have to get his ball to the right-hand side of that head pin and get the head pin to go across into the 7. Not a very difficult wide open shot, but I think very makeable.
Is Davis a quality spare shooter?
Well, yes, he is considered a good spare shooter. Now that ball just got a little bit further to the right than he wanted. He ends up with an 8 count, but Davis is a very, very good spare shooter.
Avery takes the lead, sitting on the bench, trying for a quick double to increase that lead.
Another good shot.
Very good shot.
Oh, yeah, you could see it halfway down the lane. That ball was rolling perfectly. He really takes advantage, and that's what you have to do. Dave gave him an opening. Avery stepped right through the door.
That's what match play is all about, right, Mo?
You better believe it.
Tell me, which did you enjoy more, the qualifying or the match play? And we see how Avery got here. Again, won 5 of the matches, lost to Hatz, and lost to this man he's bowling right now.
Needs to keep the pressure on Dave Davis. And he didn't do it.
He thought it was a good shot. He was running it out. 6, 7, 10.
All right, you can see this shot. He thinks it looks good right now, but it was inside of his target. It didn't hold pocket. Wide open split.
Is he going for this?
I think he will go for it.
He did. 8 out. Loses a couple more pins and count right there, making this a very close match right at this time. 2 pins, and Davis has them.
And that's got to give Dave a big boost. You know, he really just didn't make a good shot in this last frame. He got a little bit fast, a little bit ahead of the ball, and wasn't able to pull it back through.
Another 7 pin. Dave, in his wonderful career, 18 PBA national titles, including 2 Tournament of Champions victories, 2 PBA nationals, an ABC Senior Masters, 5 major title wins.
Yeah, unquestionably one of the greatest of all time, and one of the most beautiful bowlers of all time.
PBA Commissioner Mark Gerbrick looking on, sitting right next to Jerry Edwards and Jim Mansfield, the manager here at Stonehedge Family Fun Center. That's his wife Beth right next to him. Avery looking on. 2-pin match right now, almost halfway through.
Now this is the lane he left the washout on last time, so does he think the lane changed, or does he know that he didn't make a good shot? We'll soon see.
Davis runs it up there, gets the light hit. Davis in the lead as we're through 5 frames right now. He leads by 2. Avery, though, is just waiting to come back, and we'll see how he does right after these messages.
In our great sport, there are people who bowl and there are bowlers. The difference is right here in my hand, the American Bowling Congress membership card. Without standards or rules enforced by ABC, what do our accomplishments really mean? The greatest bowlers of all time have always been ABC members. It's important because it provides the credibility we all need. So when you go bowling, make sure you ask to compete in an ABC-sanctioned league or tournament. It's your assurance that you really are a bowler and not just going bowling. Let's go bowling with ABC.
Today you have new choices to help you stop smoking without a prescription, like the nicotine gum or the new Nicotrol patch. Which is right for you? Only new Nicotrol has been medically proven to help you stop smoking in just 6 weeks. The gum takes 12 weeks, and you could have to chew almost 1,000 pieces. The right choice is Nicotrol, a whole new and simpler way to help you quit.
6 weeks, 1 step. Take control with Nicotrol.
The top teams, fiercest rivals. Lace them up under the lights Saturday night. Saturday prime college football on ESPN.
Dave Davis just left the 6th pin here in the 6th frame while we were away. Avery LeBlanc got 2 strikes to take the lead in this match by 8 pins. To bring you up to date, we're at the ABC Senior Masters here in Akron, Ohio at Stonehedge Family Fun Center. This is Mike Durbin, along with Hall of Famer Marshall Holman, calling all the action for you. In the opening match, Avery defeated Frank Bellinder, and now he's got his hands full with Hall of Famer Dave Davis. He leads, though. That is, LeBlanc leads by 8 pins, 7th frame action.
Well, Dave made a really good shot in his last frame. It just crept just a little bit high, leaving the 6th pin. Almost got a break and tripped it out. Needs to strike here and get back into this match.
Well, breaks down the 3-5-6 for only the 6th pin, but Dave needs strikes.
Yeah, he does need strikes, and he's got kind of a little highlight thing going here. He's a little high on the right lane, a little light on the left lane. Yeah, you can see that he just wasn't quite confident with that shot. There, look at that, a little bit dejected. Maybe he thought it was going to hook.
Shoulders drop like that. You usually know the bowler's not too happy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Avery, though, picture of confidence right now. On right lane that he's bowled very well on. Got a bad break in the 1st frame.
And he's anxious to get up and throw this shot. He popped right out of his seat.
Leads by 9.
This has been his good lane.
He'll finish on the other lane, though. Trying for 3 in a row. Bad break. Leaves that 7th pin.
Easily could have struck. It just was just a little bit light. Once again, he liked it. It's a little bit difficult controlling the break points today. They're just not getting the ball to break when they want it. You can see he throws the ball out. Now it thinks it's coming back, but it just goes about an extra foot or 2 before it starts making the break. Doesn't quite get up the pocket.
Cross lane at the 7th pin. Does speed dictate that, Marshall, or what?
I think speed definitely dictates that. You get a little bit firm, you get a little bit excited, and Avery is an excitable player. Your ball goes a little longer before it makes the move.
So the adrenaline pumps a little bit. As we see 300 games this week, and Avery had one of them. By the way, he's had 6 recently within the last 11 months. He went like 30-some years without a 300 games. Now he's had 6.
He's been a very hot bowler of late, as evidenced by the 46,000 he made last year on the senior tour.
There we see the score. Avery leading by 8 pins right now. Ooh. Was a little bit high the last time it got the strike. Now he leaves the 2-7 in light. Scratching his head there. He's confused a little bit.
There may be going through a little bit of a transition with the oil in the lane. I think the oil could be carrying down, and it's making the break point a little harder to control. Now, this is not really an easy split, even though it's just the baby split on the left-hand side. But I think it's easier shooting the 310 for a right-hander than it is the 2-7 for the right-hander.
Try it on the left or the right?
He's going to try and put the ball right between the 2 pins. Just like that.
Great shot. Great shot. Davis showing great sportsmanship. Congratulations. Right now, 8th frame. Davis in it. Trails by 6. Can't throw any better than that.
That was absolutely picture perfect. And it's just when Dave needs it. Now he's going into the critical 9th frame. He can set this up, striking here in the 9th frame, and take a 4-pin lead.
Tell me what's wrong with his knee.
Well, he's got bone on his right knee.
He's had a couple operations.
He's had a couple of arthroscopic surgeries, and he is in pain. but he told me he can easily bowl 3 games today.
To take the lead, off balance. Should throw it that way more often.
Wow, that's a great shot. And I know he's hurting right now, but he's going to give it everything he's got.
Avery now trails by 4 pins. We see Dave.
Here's Dave throwing the shot. You can see that picture of concentration on his face. Now watch as he releases. He kind of sticks a little. Ooh, that's got to hurt.
Gave it a little chicken wing there, but got it up. Avery sets himself up.
Well, now he's struck in the foundation frame. Now he cannot shut out Dave Davis, so no matter what Avery does, Dave will have a chance to win the match in the 10th frame. But Avery needs to strike here.
What's he going to do? Light the last time? A little high the time before that?
Well, I think we're going to have to just wait and see. I think since he went light the last time, he's probably going to be a little more full in the pocket. He's certainly going to try and get it more full in the pocket. Maybe he'll slow the speed down just a little bit.
To take the lead. Good shot, left the 4-pin.
Excellent delivery. He set the ball a little bit shorter onto the lane, got it down in the lane a little earlier, and that was the adjustment that he made to try and get the ball into the pocket.
Looking over at the score, adding it up, knows how big a shot that was.
Still has a chance. Needs to make this spare, get a good fill. It'll force Dave to make a good fill and mark in the 10th.
Has the 4-pin. Count important here, Mark?
It counts very important, and you have to wonder if it was the lanes that made the difference, or was it Dave Davis that made it tougher to bowl a good game?
Yeah. Different bowl than a Hall of Famer.
I would certainly think so.
And snaps the 10-pin right out of there.
Well, you always carry the fill ball.
Finishes with 189, forcing Davis what to mark.
He needs to fill 17. Needs a spare and 9. And that's the best kind of spare you're ever going to get. Dave closes the match out with that strike.
Stays alive all the way through, trying for the very difficult back-to-back. Hasn't been done since Billy Whaley did it back in the 60s. In fact, it's only been done twice.
Yeah. Very, very difficult to repeat in this tournament because of the format. It's tough to make it back to the television finals.
Finishing strong. Earlier this week, the Hospice, a visiting nurse service, held their inaugural luncheon. 17 Hall of Fame bowlers served the 240 guests. The $14 million facility is dedicated providing comfort and joy to terminally ill patients for their final days.
Sometimes you can find the future in a corner of your past, even if the future seems a bit imposing. Because sometimes things really haven't changed. They've simply gotten better. And sometimes you find that things that meant a lot to you then can mean a lot to you now. And sometimes you can get something back you thought you might be losing. Bowling at BPAA centers, it's a whole lot more than a game.
Clearview Lanes in Mount Joy.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza. Garlic, slow roasted to bring out that natural sweetness. Then baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. Mmm, fantastic. All around the edge, more deliciousness. A generous dusting of our buttery Parmesan crunchies. Garlic lovers, call Domino's now. Sink your teeth into a large one-topping Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza. Just $9.99. Brand new and only from Domino's.
Some of our other finishers coming up right here. Finishing 6th. John Woosner from Euless, Texas. Big average. Lots of money. John Hersina from nearby Pennsylvania. Bowled well right till the end.
Larry Lobb, great Hall of Fame bowler. He finishes in 8th place, making $3,000. And we have Baker. He is in 9th place, $2,800. A fine-looking left-hander, pretty new on the senior tour.
In 10th place, another left-handed finisher right here. Mr. Starr finishing 10th, finishing $2,600. And right after that, Dan Roach, who got his first senior victory just last year, finished in 11th place. He's from Downey, California.
And in 10th place is, in 12th place is Mr. Henry from Butler, PA.
Here's some of our other finishers right there. We see Allie Clark, Pete Couture, the senior rookie of the year, Gus Slampo, another champion,
Roger Tramp, Dick Nardoza, Tom Hassan, our good buddy Dave Sutar finishing 20th.
Some other finishers right there. Dale Eagle making his rookie year, and Gary Dickinson, 26th.
Gene Stuss, excellent bowler, finishing 28th. Sam Flanagan and Gary Mage, Northwest Regional Director.
Our next match will come up. Mike Samardzija defeated Dave twice. Well, we'll see if Davis can get revenge right after this. Stay tuned.
X Games, sports from the edge. Now, X Games, music from the edge. 17 slamming hits on one CD. Korn. Primus. Toadies. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. PC Boys. Secondary Fate No More. X Games, music from the edge. Get it in stores now.
Doesn't every toothpaste whiten your teeth?
Not as well as Aquafresh Whitening.
Really? You got proof to back that up?
Aquafresh Whitening is clinically proven to whiten better than Crest.
Not better than my Rembrandt.
Even Rembrandt can't beat Aquafresh Whitening. Its TriClean formula is patented.
What's so special about this TriClean formula?
It's tough on stains, yet gentle on your teeth. Aquafresh Whitening safely and gently breaks up stains to help get your teeth their whitest.
Aquafresh Whitening, safe to use every day for dazzling whiter teeth.
Looking for more strikes and more bowling fun? Then look no further than Going for the Gold with Team USA coach Fred Borden. As today's top instructor, Coach Borden will show you ways to reach your full potential. Professional bowlers Mike Albee and Leila Wagner work with Coach Borden to show you the sure way to higher scores. This 12-lesson video is available for only $24.95.
We play every Saturday. 4-on-4, winner stays put. Our flags, they're like our uniforms. They give us identity. We may not have all kinds of fancy equipment, but we still got dreams, and we got a ball. And if you got that, you got a game. We play every Saturday. And who knows, maybe someday, we'll play every Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Tim Salmon and the Angels are hitting the highway and heading east, but Mo and the Green Monster will try to provide a roadblock at Fenway. The Angels-Red Sox, the Sunday night baseball game of the week, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
There were a number of patron sponsors that made this event. Dave Towle, Ed and Dave George, Chuck Howland. There's a look at just a couple of them that helped make this event possible here in Akron, Ohio. And we take a look right here at Mike Samardzija opening the match, the semifinal match on lane 25. Running high, but breaking up that split, leaving only the 610.
Yeah, fortunate that he just left the split, and Mike's a good spare shooter. He's going for a harder ball, one that will get a little less friction to shoot his spare. I believe that's what he's doing, and it is.
He hasn't put his hand in this ball at all. He's going to pull it out and shoot the spare with it right away.
Well, he's a pro shop operator. Maybe he didn't think he's going to have any spares. But he does convert to 610.
Our statistician this week, Mike McGrath, informs us that Samardzija didn't throw a strike in practice.
Excellent shot. Leaves the ringing 7. Not much of adjustment to be made on that shot. Just get back there and throw the same one next time. He switches balls also for the spare. And he shot at this spare a couple times last game, so he should know how to pick it up.
Cross lane at the 7-pin. And has it. Dave Davis has won the Tournament of Champions twice, the Senior Masters once. We asked him to compare winning both events.
I don't know. I'll tell you what it is inside of me is it's a major. You know, anytime I can get near the majors, I kind of really get sniffy. You know, I want to sniff around that flagpole a little bit closer because the majors are a step above everything else, and when I get to play well in a major, I really want to win them. You know, I really get kind of over-keyed sometimes, but that's to me the Masters, the Tournament of Champions, all the majors. I really get wound up, and maybe that's why I win them.
Well, he was wound up trying to leave a solid 8 there, but it fell over.
Yes, it did, and I think he felt like he pulled that ball inside his target a little bit, but he had good speed. He's got that great arm swing that makes those at-the-foul line corrections, and he was able to keep the ball on line, and all 10 are gone.
Almost. Left the 4-pin this time.
Made a better shot that frame. Got the ball out onto the lane, kept it in the pocket. Just didn't quite trip out the 4-pin.
Again, gets a different ball to shoot the 4-pin, cross lane at it. At the 4-pin. Flush in the face. Mike opened up by winning, the first 5 matches before he lost to John Hatz, who's our tournament leader. Came back in the battle for second place, defeated Dave Davis. Had a tie there in that second match. Must have won. Is that a 2-frame roll-off or a 1-game roll-off?
That's a 2-frame roll-off. He won 49-35.
Wow. Will it make it? No. 2-4-5.
Well, he continues to be lost. As Mike said, he didn't strike in the practice, and he hasn't come too close except for the second frame this game.
Do you think that he could learn a little bit from Avery and move a little bit further right, get out right of that second arrow?
Well, I know if it was me, I would have been watching the right-handers bowling prior to my match, so I think he should have been watching.
At the 2-4-5, perfectly converted. Mike, an excellent spare shooter. Davis, 4-pin advantage, can increase it to 14 if he can strike on lane 26.
As you saw, Dave's career earnings of almost $760,000. And there's just a perfect Dave Davis strike. You just got to love to watch that.
He's sniffing a little bit more right now, I think. I'll tell you what, he's senses it.
Now here we see it again. Look at that beautiful arm swing, the good extension. And here it comes, 10 in the pit.
It's amazing how in all sports, the great ones, when they get around like a major, as he's talking about, seem to elevate their abilities and their performance.
Well, they certainly do. This is definitely more important than a regular senior tournament. And you can see he wants it.
Our proprietor here, Fred Borden, on the right. Next to him, his lovely wife, Sue, who helps him run this business. He's also the Team USA coach. Travels all over the world teaching bowling, one of the greatest ambassadors for bowling that we have.
That's right, and he's been Dave Davis's coach for years, and he's a dynamic man. He really knows how to get a man pumped up.
Mike needs to pump up right now as he gets his first strike here in the 4th frame, trailing by 24 pins. I think a strike here is almost a must to put some pressure on this Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he needs to get it going now, and he made the proper adjustment off that 4-pin on lane 26. On lane 25, he hasn't been close to the pocket, so this is a very, very key shot to put the pressure back on Dave and to get a little confidence on the left-hand lane.
Confidence being the big key, right. For the double. Nice break. Looked like he did move a little right.
He might have just moved a little bit further over to the right. You can see he's really getting that ball out in the lane, delaying the hook. Beautiful shot.
Davis working on 3 in a row, and 7 out of his last 8, I believe.
Here's a look at Mike's delivery. You can see the way he lofts the ball out on the lane, and that good light pin action.
You love that hit.
Yeah, that light hit helped me out many times.
I think you like it even when the other guys get it, so
it's exciting to watch.
Dave stepped off, regrouped, flushed it anyway. He's locked in right now, Marshall.
Yeah, it looks like Dave's starting to feel really comfortable about the way he's delivering the ball. His shots are going high flush, and there's really nothing to worry about after he throws the ball. It's just perfect.
10 in the pit. Did you ever play that game where you got 2 points for 10 in the pit, a strike or 1 point for a strike, and then minus 1 or 2 for not striking?
Yeah, I played that game, and I never did very well at it because most of my hits were off hits.
Trying for 5 in a row on lane 25. Boy, he's just lining it in on that lane.
Yeah.
Dave Davis, red hot here in our semifinal match. He's leading Mike Samardzija, but he's going to try and come back. We'll see if he can make it right after this. Stay tuned.
Hyperkeratosis? Symptom: persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution: Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. Recommended #1 by dermatologists.
I'm in league with America thanks to the ABC.
As members of the American Bowling Congress, these men receive valuable benefits. In sanctioned leagues, they know their games count, and standard rules help the fun along. Awards give them proper recognition. They get their shot at national competition, and they're helping our country's Team USA. When these members go bowling, they know being organized is more fun.
Get in league with America. Join the ABC.
Hyperkeratosis? Symptom: persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution: Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. Recommended #1 by dermatologists.
Mike Samardzija, while we were away, because we're running a little bit behind, spared in the 6th frame. It struck in the 7th. He trails in this match by 36 pins. Dave Davis cruising along with 5 in a row, trying for number 6 right now. He's awesome right now.
Yeah, Mike, he's really found something. He's got his rhythm right now. You know, he hasn't been able to practice too much because of that bad knee, and what that's done is it's made his left thumb kind of soft, and so it's been ripping. So he's got the knee going for him. He's got the thumb that's kind of hurting him a little bit, but boy, those strikes will make you feel real good.
At 60,000, if he gets that, it'll make him feel better.
Yes, it will. This is for 7 in a row.
Oh, another solid 7. He's probably saying, gee, I just can't carry.
You know, he left that solid 7. He kind of nodded. I think he felt like he didn't throw that quite right and expected the ball to leave a 7-pin. But still in very, very good shape.
Leading by 45 if he converts this spare cross lane at the 7-pin.
And here's Dave going for the spare. Ooh, it looked like it hurt him a little bit. Ooh. You know, the crowd really appreciated Dave getting 6 strikes in a row. You could hear it with the applause after that 10-pin left.
That shot there reminded me of him in 1969, I believe, or 68 it may have been, when he needed a mark to win the Tournament of Champions and had to make the 7 and stuck just like that and made it.
Yeah. I think I called that the 10-pin. It was the 7-pin. Forgive me, I'm right-handed.
Samardzija has to strike here to have any chance in this match. A little better shot, but it's still running high and leaves the 3-pin.
No, and time's really run out for Mike. You know, I think it was just a matter of not being able to get lined in today. Just really could never find the rhythm, couldn't get comfortable where Dave Davis was able to get comfortable, hit the pocket again and again and again.
Has the 3-pin. Of course, ESPN keeps our folks up to date with all the scores at 28 and 58 past the hour.
And there's Mike's lovely wife, Jennifer. Probably wishing Mike was striking just a little bit more.
We see it's the 9th frame, trailing by 45 pins. All of us here in the Akron area are also Cleveland Indian fans, and they were victorious over Detroit today, so we are still at least 6.5 games ahead of the White Sox.
They seem to be just a little too powerful for the rest of that division.
Cross lane at the 10-pin. And Davis is gaining his revenge on the man who beat him twice in the match play. Mike says, hey, I thought it was 3 games here. It was only 1.
That's right. He needs a couple more games to get lined in. That is the difference between the match play during the week and the one-game matches here in our televised finals. You just get one chance, one game, and you better make it a good one. Now, Dave's going to try and keep himself loose, keep himself lined in, because he's got one more game after this for the title.
As he strikes there in the ninth frame, what's John Hatz thinking over there?
Well, John's got to be very, very nervous. But as I said earlier, those nerves may work to his advantage. I would certainly make Dave Davis a favorite going into the next match.
Would you make him finish on a certain lane or anything, or you just pick your best lane?
I think at this point I'd pick my best lane because Dave struck every time on both lanes except for a 7-pin on 25 once and a 7-pin on 26 once.
Not much to choose from, right?
There's nothing to choose from. Just another beautiful shot from Dave Davis, finishing out the game, just gaining confidence with each ball that he throws. I don't think that knee's bothering the ball right now.
Take it out for 269 with a couple more strikes here. Boy, I can't tell you what, except for 2 solid 7s, we'd really be getting excited right about now.
We sure would.
Leaves the 6-pin right there. Dave kind of limping back.
Well, he shows he's human. He missed the pocket once this game.
Any chance of him being overconfident for the next match?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. He knows how important it is. This is for the major victory, so no overconfidence. But he's got to be feeling good about himself.
Mike Samardzija just finishing out the string. Can finish with 213. Nice, solid, clean game right now, but not enough to beat a Hall of Famer. And again, high on the right lane. He just steadily threw that shot.
Yeah, he just never was able to get loose, and still an excellent tournament for Mike Samardzija, finishing third.
Mike will take home $17,500, a great paycheck.
Yeah, that'll certainly make things easier for Mike. But nonetheless, you can see he's disappointed.
Last night, about 500 of his closest friends and family gathered to honor PBA founder Eddie Alliance at the inaugural Ambassador of Bowling dinner. It truly was a wonderful affair with some great words.
In our great sport, there are people who bowl and there are bowlers. The difference is right here in my hand, the American Bowling Congress membership card. Without standards or rules enforced by ABC, what do our accomplishments really mean? The greatest bowlers of all time have always been ABC members. It's important because it provides the credibility we all need. So when you go bowling, make sure you ask to compete in an ABC-sanctioned league or tournament. It's your assurance that you really are a bowler and not just going bowling. Let's go bowling with ABC.
X Games, sports from the edge. Now, X Games, music from the edge. 17 slamming hits on one CD. Gravity Kills. Shades Apart. Ministry. And Red Hot Chili Lenny Kravitz, DC Ball, 7 Mary Faith, No More. X Games, music from the edge. Get it in stores now.
The Wall Street Journal keeps you on the cutting edge with news and insights that can affect you personally and professionally. Subscribe now and have the Journal delivered to your home or office. And with your paid subscription, you'll also receive our free personal finance software to help you make smart decisions. Get 10 weeks of the Journal and the software for only $3.80 a week. Call now, 800-356-9800. That's 800-356-9800 for the Wall Street Journal.
Television stations need you. Medical companies need you. Computer companies need you. If you know electronics, top companies need you today. To develop the electronic skills employers are looking for, call ITT Technical Institute at 1-800-554-9000 for an informative brochure. That's 1-800-554-9000. But call now, because aeronautics companies need you. Automobile companies need you. Robotics companies need you.
Now it's time for Championship Frame, where we kind of review everything that's happened so far. In our opening match, Avery LeBlanc defeated Frank Bellinder 236 to 153. A little bit different, though, because Davis, a Hall of Famer, defeated LeBlanc 213 to 189 in match number 2. Then in match number 3, Davis cruising along into the 7th frame, working on quite a few strikes in a row.
Yeah, and this is the shot right here where he knows if he gets this one, this is just pretty much going to clinch the match. And he gives it that picture-perfect Dave Davis shot. And just makes those pins dance.
Well, he gave him your favorite hit, destroy the five. Look at that look of concentration on his face right there. A little pain as he let it go, but a little growl right there.
No pain watching him fall.
Final score, Davis 258, Samardzija 200, a 58-pin win.